Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited to be here. I'm feeling so inspired to share with you about some timeline work that you can access and how I access it all the time. I'm doing it often. And I just recently did it, and I wanted to share with you the power of that. As you know, I'm Michelle Lee. Hey, Jasmine, so nice to see you. Your spiritual mentor and coach, and personal development mentor and coach as well. And what I'm on here sharing with you is the power of doing the work around your limiting beliefs. I had the opportunity this weekend to access a belief around money. Triggers come up all the time. This is how we become 5D. Hello, Andy. So nice to see you. This is how we become 5D, is accessing, noticing where we become triggered, even the slightest triggers. I was becoming triggered on, I think it was Friday afternoon, around money. And it was so interesting. I'll tell you the story because it all ties together. And I want to tell you the story so you can see how to apply it in your life as well. And I had purchased a gift for my husband, and I got the wrong size. And it came in the mail, and I took it out of the box, and it was huge. And I immediately felt, I immediately contracted. And I noticed that I felt shame, and I just put the gift away, and I didn't want to think about it at the time. And I was like, do I bring it out for him to try on and share with him? And so eventually I brought it out, and he goes, oh no, it'll work. And he goes, wash it, we'll see if it'll shrink a little bit. And I washed it, and then I looked at the tag and saw that the tag was actually the wrong size. And so I went back to my order, an Amazon order, and I could look on there and see where the size was, which took me 2 days to go onto Amazon because I was feeling like I had so much shame. I was so triggered by this that I had made a mistake. I had bought the wrong thing, and so I actually didn't go online yet. I just put the gift away, I washed it, I noticed the size, and again, I was flooded with shame. I was like, just put it away. I pushed it away. I was in suppression mode. I'm like, I don't know what to do about this. I'm just gonna push it away. And the next day I was listening to a money book, and she talks about going into your first money experience, your first money memory. And I will be honest with you, I've done a lot of money books, and this is a very common exercise, right? And I don't think I've actually done the exercise. And so Saturday morning, I'm going to my first memory, and I discovered, I'm gonna get to the timeline work soon, so hang in there with me. I discovered that my first time that I remember spending money, I was, I don't know, like maybe 8 years old. My cousins were there. My grandmother gave us like $5 to spend or something, or $3. I don't know. I was little, so it didn't have to be very much money. And my cousins purchased candy. And I didn't want something that I was going to eat and it was going to be gone. And I loved makeup. Even as a little girl, I loved, and I still love, the ritual of making up my face. And so even though I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, I purchased makeup so I could put it on and take it off and put it on. And anyway, I made this purchase, and I was shamed for it. And that was such a great awareness. And so I discovered this this memory, this original memory. Hello, Christian, so glad to see you here. And what I did is I used my process of reclaiming your power over money, which includes implementing EFT, emotional freedom technique, I was very aware, like, oh, I've been carrying this story that when I spend money, I buy the wrong stuff. The way I spend money is wrong and shameful. And so I tapped on that. And then I have a whole process that I call Reclaim Your Power Over Money, where I implement hypnosis and inner child work and reclaiming your power from that story. Because what happens is, here I am, going to be 54 years old, and something that occurred when I was 8 years old is still living in my body. And that 8-year-old little girl is still in that timeline, right? Living that shameful experience around money. And so through the process that I do, it, like I said, EFT, hypnosis, timeline hopping, and it's also soul retrieval. I actually retrieved that little girl after processing the story that I was told. The shame, like, you know, I could see very clearly that my grandmother was the piece of the puzzle that I put in that place so I could experience limitation, right? It's understanding too that, oh yeah, that's the story that I've been playing for all of these freaking years around, well, why when I make a certain amount of money, I can't get past that, or why there's so much shame around money. I've had other more recent experiences, 2008, right? Phone's ringing. Also come in to the system and validate the experience. So moving through that process, finding those first experiences, whether I did money, right? And I reclaimed that little girl, I brought her in, and I totally turned the whole thing around, pulled her out of that timeline, reclaimed my power from that experience back into my system. And I will tell you, like, the experience was so empowering, it's hard to put into words, right? It's like a weight had been lifted. I reclaimed that little girl. She's no longer living in that timeline and that perpetuating that constant story that how you spend money is bad. And actually I turned it around to, when I buy what I love, I get richer and richer. Right? So what I learned, I bought what I loved. I got disapproval. I got shamed. Even buying candy was a better choice. There were so many messages around that. And so when I turned it around, and you can do this with my process, is I turn it completely around from I'm ashamed of how I use money, tapping on that, and then going into the visualization where you're timeline hopping and reclaiming that soul, and then going back into the tapping. To tap in, when I buy what I love, I get richer and richer. When I buy what makes me happy, it makes me richer and richer. And so it turns that around, and this is the power of bringing all these together. Now the book only said, you know, write down and notice how you felt in that first experience. And I will continue to go through more and more experiences through this process. I've been using this process for a few years. I actually created this process, the Reclaim Your Power series, where you can reclaim your power over money. You can reclaim your power around relationships. We all have that relationship, or you have in the past someone that you feel like you allowed them, or they took advantage of you, or you feel intimidated by that person. You can go in and reclaim your power from that and rescue that younger version of you. You can reclaim your power over time. What are your stories around time? There's never enough time in the day. Whatever that is, right? That's a story. And reclaiming your power from time, and actually also reclaiming your power from sexuality. from your sexuality? What stories have you been told around what's acceptable and what's not acceptable? And do you harbor any resentment or regret around your sexual experiences? So I have these entire series that you can get all of these, or you can purchase them one at a time. And when you purchase them, you get a free Q&A call with me so you can check in. I say, do the process first. Once you own this, it's yours. You're going to come back to it over and over, because we have layers of these stories and parts of ourselves spread out over the timeline, still taking in these messages. That's how trauma works, or encoding works, programming works. This is just programs that we actually came in to experience so that we could have a 3D experience. A 3D experience is about polarity. It's about duality. It's about limitation. If we didn't want to experience limitation, we wouldn't have come into the 3D. And so now that you're aware of it and you're unwinding all of this, you're like, okay, now I want to be awake. I want to become 5D. And these belief systems and these experiences are actually holding us in denser realities. So if you're interested in that, you want to check out these processes. You know, I take you through it. It's a recorded process. I take you through it step by step. And I will put the link in the comments below so you can head over to my website and check them out and give them a try. Like I said, you can buy all of them. If you buy all of them, you get one free. You buy 4, you get one free. So, or you can do them one at a time, and you get a call with me. Once you do the process, questions come up, or you feel like maybe you can go a little deeper, we can have a Q&A call, and I can support you in that. Because like I said, this is deep, deep work. You're clearing the emotions from the body level, you're going through the timeline, and you're recalling your power, actually bringing it back from that experience. So, all right, everyone, I hope you check it out. I'll pop it in to the bottom. If you're seeing this as a replay, please write #replay. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments. I'll be in to answer any questions, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye for now. Oh, happy holidays. I probably won't be back on before the Christmas holiday, for those of you celebrating that. And I don't know if I'll be back before New Year's or not, but happy holidays. Here's to being the greatest version of you possible and sending you so much love. Mwah. Bye for now.